Hey guys, Jay here. Got another cool video for you today. I've been looking forward to this for over a year now. Right behind me where I'm standing when we moved in on the homestead 3 years ago was a carport. It was a rhino shelter. I think it was like a 20 feet wide, 25 deep, 16 feet tall, something like that. Anyways, but if you look at my first post on Instagram at Homestead_J, right when we moved in, I took a picture of it. I was so excited to make it like an outdoor work area, my own workspace, but that was short-lived. We had a bunch of stuff in there. I never really got to do it, and then it blew away. It wasn't anchored properly. What happened is the legs started to separate, and then I couldn't zip the door. It was like this when we got here. When we got here, I couldn't zip the doors up, so I had it all kind of woven. It was in rough shape as it is, but so what happens with carports is they settle. You can't zip the door, and all of a sudden when you get wind, it's like a sail. So all the wind blew in right behind me, and it literally flipped it right over behind me into the woods. I'll see if I can attach a photo in this video. But anyways, we got a new one coming today. We're gonna anchor it correctly. I think I'm gonna put it on footings, maybe like 3-foot footings, anchored down. But we just got to clear up behind me a little bit, kind of level the land out. So I might use the tractor, I might not. So let's go ahead and start. So if you want to see how a 25 by 20 by 16 carport goes in, stay tuned. This might be a couple part series, but hang around. Alright, so that looks pretty good. I think I'm going to get the box blade on the Kubota there and level that left side there and the back. A little damage from plowing. So let me show you. Some wild mushrooms too on the left here, but anyways, we got like a root here. You can see the grade. The grade's kind of rough there. And then we got some spots here where the plow kind of bounced when the ground was soft with these weird New England winters, where one day it's 60, the next day it's 20 below. But anyway, let's get the box blade back up here, see if we can flatten this out a little bit. Okay, I apologize for not getting any footage of the scraping, but we just used the Kubota with the 4-foot box blade. We raised the rakers up. We just kind of dragged the loom around, then it started to rain, so that's why I didn't record it, because I don't want the camera to get wet. But moved all the boxes over here, so let's start opening. I don't know where the directions are or what order it starts, but we're gonna give it a shot, and you guys are gonna follow along with me. You see, I spoke too soon. Box one. Well, let me tell you what we got. We got a Rhino Shelter 22 by 24 by 12 high carport, and this is box 1 of 6. Guess what it says? Instruction manuals inside. Wow. Probably look before I talk. Okay, so good practices whenever I'm doing anything is I bring my sawhorses over, or seahorses as my wife calls them, but bring my sawhorses over with a piece of wood and get set up. So for the instructions, you need a 9/16 open-ended wrench, check. 9/16 socket or box wrench, got it. I got one on the drill too. Large screwdriver, a maul, levels in the truck, and then a step ladder, which we'll get. So I like to have everything set up right next to where I'm working, so I don't have to walk far. I've learned over the years, having tools all over the place, walking back and forth is crazy. So it says right in the directions to pick a site with good drainage. Last year, with the other carport, we're up high. The original owner built this pad up. I don't know if he was planning to put a garage here and just did a tent, but as you can see, there's runoff on all the sides, so we don't have to worry about water or flooding. And then the rest of the driveway, it runs out low, so we don't have to worry about that. But it's pretty level. Like I said, we're going to put this on sonotubes and anchor it down, because the last one literally flipped right over into the woods at the neighbor's house. So the assembly wants us to start with looks like the front door, back door. But first, I want to get my pole saw and limb some of these limbs, because I remember they hung over the last one, so I don't want any issues. pile of brush. Unless I gotta worry about falling on top of it. That'll be my luck. It's a big bird. Air Force. So what I'm doing here is laying out the first couple posts, which will be the back door. So that's what I'm doing. I don't have a wide angle lens, so I can't get all of it in one shot. I think that looks something like it. Let's put the legs on. So that worked pretty good. So let's lay out another bunch of pieces, and I didn't bolt anything together. Like I said, leave it loose so I left it loose so I can work it. So let's lay out the rest of them. Okay, so here's where we're at. Sorry about I didn't record it going up because it was raining, but what I did was, like you saw, I built the first back arch, and then I stood it up. I anchored it. I I ratchet strapped this side to this tree, and then I pushed it up, and I also hung a ratchet strap from there to the tree behind, so it was leaning like this. And then once I got this side bolted with that wind brace, this side bolted with the wind brace, now I can do the top section going over, and then I'll shimmy it to where it's supposed to be, and then I'll just keep trees to tie to. You're definitely going to need help. I'm out here by myself, so I kind of use some pulleys and leverage kind of mindset. But if you're putting this in the middle of a field or something like that, you're definitely going to need some help. So now I relieved that center strap from that tree. I got to untie it because I tied it like a jerk. But I took the one strap, tied it to this tree here because I'm building this out. So now there's leverage. So I don't want the front of this to buckle with the weight. So I'll do the same thing over there. Put that next pipe up, meet them in the middle, brace the spine, and then it should be freestanding. That actually went better than I thought. So now let's put that center spine support, and then we should be somewhat rigid enough to move it to its final spot. It's hugging the trees over there because I ratcheted it, but we're going to shimmy it over a little bit, square it up at the end. Okay, so that one's up now. If you notice, see if I could zoom in. Oh, sorry about that. The bottom of it, this top rail is on the bottom of the back door, and then on the top of this door. I'm not sure why, but that's what the book says, so we're going to follow it. So let's see if we can shimmy this whole thing. It's really starting to rain, so I'm not going to be recording, but you get the idea though. Start with the leg, the curve piece on, the support. The next run, go over here, do the same thing. Do the leg, the curve, the support piece, this long run, and then put that bracket on last. Loosely bolt everything together. So I'm going to blow the rest of this out and then turn the camera on then. Homestead wife and the puppy. Supervising. Supervising? You supervising? You supervising?
He's so sweet.
Thanks for joining me, honey. So now that we got the frame up, we have to square up the sides, measure diagonally, make sure the whole thing's square and true, and then we'll run a string line. We'll get it level with the earth, and that way we'll know how high our sonotubes have to be. So let's go ahead and start that. So we're starting to square up the frame, and I got the ratchet strap in the front, ratchet strap in the back. From a whole center on each leg to whole center is 236.5. So that means the back feet are square. Now we got to do the grade line for the sonotubes. So this looks like a good point to stop in part one of this video series. And in the next part, as you see, I have the string line or grade line, whatever you want to call it, down. And then we're going to mark out each footing with some marking paint. And then we're going to dig and pour some concrete. And then we're going to shift the whole frame back on to the concrete and secure it. So a lot of cool stuff coming up in the next video. So please subscribe, hit that notification button, and we'll see you on the next video. Thanks, guys.